Kindness, huh? What a funny little trick. It's like handing someone a sharp blade and expecting them not to use it against you. That's what they don't tell you, right? They don't warn you that the more you give, the easier it is for them to twist it into your chest. And there you are, sitting there bleeding. You think you're doing the right thing, offering a piece of yourself, but instead you're left exposed, your generosity turned into a weapon. You never see it coming, not until it's too late. And the worst part? They don't even have to use force. The words, the actions, the silence, they all cut just the same. You give and give, only to find that your kindness becomes your weakness, your vulnerability. And with every drop that spills, you wonder why you didn't see the signs, why you didn't realize that some people don't appreciate what's freely offered. They just take it and break it. But here's the thing they don't tell you. Kindness isn't weakness. Not really. It's a strength, a choice. And maybe that's the problem. They can't understand it. They don't know how to handle it. So they take it for granted, twist it, misuse it, and leave you wondering where it all went wrong. You gave them your heart, your time, your trust, and they saw it as an opportunity, not a gift. They saw an opening, a way to get what they wanted, and when they were done, they discarded you. And now you're left with the pieces of yourself scattered on the floor. You wonder if you'll ever be whole again, or if you'll always carry this hole where your kindness used to be, like an empty space in your chest where the world once felt full. But here's the thing, the world can't take your kindness unless you let it. You see, every wound they leave behind is a lesson. Every scar is a reminder that not everyone deserves the best parts of you. Not everyone sees the value in what you offer. It's painful, though. It's painful to realize that the very thing you thought would bring you closer to people, that very thing you believed would make the world a better place, can sometimes be the very thing that leaves you bleeding. You want to believe in the good. You want to think that if you give enough, if you open your heart wide enough, someone will see it, someone will appreciate it. But they don't always do that. Some people are just takers. They take, they use, and they leave you empty. But don't lose sight of this. The fact that they took your kindness doesn't make you weak. It just means they didn't know how to handle it. They didn't understand it. It wasn't a reflection of your worth, but of their inability to value what was given to them. The real question is, what do you do now? Do you let this one betrayal, this one heartbreak define your entire existence? Do you let it rob you of the one thing that makes you stand apart from the cruelty of the world? Or do you rise? Because the world might break you, might make you question the goodness you carry, but it can't take that goodness from you unless you let it. Yes, kindness can be a blade, but it's also a shield. It's something that, when wielded with care, can protect you from the darkness. It can be your strength in the face of all the things that try to bring you down. You may be bleeding now. You may feel vulnerable, exposed, and broken, but you are not defeated. You are still here. And every time you get back up, every time you choose to be kind again, despite the hurt, you show the world the true power of your heart. And one day someone will see it for what it is. Someone will see your kindness as a treasure, not a weapon. Until then, keep going, keep giving. But remember, not everyone is worthy of it, and that's okay. The right people will come along and they will see you for what you truly are. Someone who has the courage to love, to give, to rise above the noise. Your kindness is not a weakness, it's your superpower. And when they do come, when the right people finally see you for what you are, it will be like the world itself aligns in your favor. Because those who truly understand the value of kindness, those who know its strength, won't take it for granted. They'll cherish it. They'll recognize the courage it takes to be kind in a world that often rewards hardness. Until that day, hold on to your light. It might feel like you're giving pieces of yourself to people who don't deserve it, and it might feel like the world isn't returning anything in kind. But what you give is never wasted. The universe has a way of returning what you put out, even if it doesn't happen on your timeline. Trust that when the time is right, the right people will show up, and they will value you for who you are, not for what you can give them, but for the depth of your heart. You don't need to change. You don't need to harden yourself to survive. The world doesn't need more cruelty, more coldness, more indifference. What the world needs is more people like you. People who refuse to be anything but themselves, no matter how many times they're knocked down. Your gentleness, your compassion, your ability to love without condition. These are the things that will ultimately change the world. And when you look back, when you look at the people you've helped, the hearts you've touched, you'll realize that the kindness you gave wasn't a burden. It wasn't a mistake. It was the very thing that made you who you are. It was the thread that connected you to everything and everyone that truly matters. So yes, keep going, keep giving, but don't give to those who won't appreciate it. Don't waste your time on people who only take and never give back. You deserve to be seen for what you are, a person who has the strength to stay gentle, the courage to love, and the heart to rise above the noise. When the right people come, they'll see you, not as someone to be used, but as someone to be valued, respected, and loved. And when they do, you'll know that all the pain, all the heartbreak, all the moments when you thought your kindness was your curse, it was all worth it. Because your kindness was never a weakness. It was always your superpower. And in the end, that's what will define you. Not the wounds, not the betrayals, not the times you were let down, but the fact that, despite it all, you never stopped being who you were, someone who chooses to love, to give, to rise again. Your kindness will find its place, and when it does, it will be the most powerful force in your life. Because kindness, true kindness, never fades. It only grows stronger, and when it grows stronger, it will become a beacon, a light that no darkness can extinguish, no matter how hard it tries. It will guide you through the storms, through the moments when you feel lost or uncertain. It will remind you that no act of love, no matter how small, is ever truly wasted. Every word of kindness you speak, every gesture of goodwill you offer, sends ripples out into the world. And those ripples, though you may not see them, will touch lives in ways you can't even imagine. So when the world tells you to be tough, to harden your heart, to stop caring because it hurts too much, remember this: the world will always try to dim your light. It will always try to make you believe that being kind is a burden, that being soft is a weakness. But the truth is, your ability to care, to forgive, to love without hesitation, that is your greatest strength. That is the force that will change the world, one soul at a time. You may not always see the impact you have. You may not always get the recognition or the gratitude you deserve. But know this: every moment of kindness you offer, every act of compassion, no matter how unnoticed it may seem, adds to the collective goodness of the world. It's like planting seeds in a garden you may never see in full bloom, but one day someone will walk through that garden and be touched by the beauty you helped grow.